Hello YouTube divers, this is WaterDive 122 and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Magic Metal Mondays. Today we are going to be counting down my top 10 favorite songs from Finnish power metal legends Sonata Arctica. So Sonata Arctica, it really needs no introduction. They are a very powerful and very popular European power metal band from Finland. They're one of my favorite power metal bands, really one of my favorite bands in general. Their sound is just so good, and a lot of their songs are just absolutely amazing. And today we're going to be counting down my 10 favorites from the band, so let's go ahead and get started. Coming in at number 10, we got Victoria's Secret, released on the Winter Hearts Guild album from 2003. Victoria's Secret is a classic song from the band. The band keeps playing this song over and over again on their live sets, for good reason. It's a wonderfully made, a very beautiful song, with a great keyboard solo by newcomer Henry Klickenberg, who absolutely steals the show on this track. Tony Kakko delivers a fantastic vocal performance as well. It's very haunting, and it's very soulful, and it's just very pleasant to the ears. It's so good. I especially love the version of this song from their Live in Finland DVD. I think that was really well done. And again, another solid vocal performance from Tony Kakko. Love it. Absolutely love it. Victoria's Secret, absolutely a classic song from the band. It is no wonder why it's so beloved. So with that said, Victoria's Secret comes in here at number 10. Number 9, we're going to be talking about Webballergy, released off of the 2001 album, Silence. So Webballergy, I mentioned this on this Sonata Arctica album ranking that I did around 6 months ago. At the time, I said Webballergy is my favorite song off of Silence. But since then, my opinion has changed, and we'll get to that other song later on in the video. But Webballergy is just a very fun and a very epic power metal track. Especially in that chorus where Tony Kakko absolutely steals the show, and then guitar player Jani Liimatanian delivers an absolutely phenomenal solo. It is just freaking amazing. I absolutely love this. So, yeah, I mean, not really much else I could say. Webballergy is awesome. Definitely go listen to it if you haven't already. So with that said, Webballergy comes in here at number 9. Number 8, we're going to be talking about The Last Amazing Grays from the 2009 album, The Days of Grays. The Last Amazing Grays is, again, another classic song from the band. Definitely one of their better songs from their modern output. I'm specifically talking the albums from Days of Grey up until this year's Clear Cold Beyond. Even though I think all but the Stones Grow Her Name album are really great. You know, none of those songs from that era, with a couple of exceptions, are top 10 worthy material in my opinion. But The Last Amazing Grays is hands down an exception to that rule. This is a fantastic song. It's so wonderful, it's so beautiful, it's so atmospheric, and it's just so thought-provoking. This is, story-wise, one of Tony Kakko's best works, if you ask me. Dude's an absolute mastermind, and I absolutely love his lyrics. And I especially love his stories. Like, when he puts his stories into lyrics, it's just something magical. Something magical that the music easily manages to capture. Oh my gosh, it's just great. The Last Amazing Grays, while it is definitely a slower song from Sonata Arctica, I definitely say it's one of their best songs ever. So with that said, Last Amazing Grays comes in here at number 8. Number 7, we're going to be talking about "Letter to Dana" from the Ecliptica album, yeah, from 1999. Now, I had already made a whole album review for Ecliptica, so I already talked about all of the songs in depth. So when we get to songs that are off of this album, and spoiler alert, there are a lot, at least there are quite a few. I'm just going to briefly summarize my thoughts about it. So with "Letter to Dana," it is an absolutely beautiful power metal slash symphonic metal ballad with a fantastic flute solo in the beginning, great vocal performance from Tony Kakko, as well as a great guitar solo from Yanni Limatanian. Just an absolutely fantastic song from start to finish. "Letter to Dana," number 7. Now, coming in here at number 6 is, in my opinion, the best song from Sonata Arctica's modern output, and that is "White Pearl, Black Oceans, Part 2, By the Grace of the Ocean," released on the 2016 album, The Ninth Hour. In general, I'm a big fan of the White Pearl and Black Ocean series. I think this is a very, very dark and a very, very, very well-made story. Story-wise, I think this is probably the best story that Tony Kakko has ever written. I mean, it's no wonder why this series, particularly the original, which you can find on Reckoning Night, is so loved. In fact, I mean, Tony Kakko has gone on record to say that people have written fan fictions about this that is based on this song, or at least this series, rather. I mean, I cannot name you a single power metal song that is so ridiculously popular that you have your fans writing frickin' fan fictions about the themes and the stories of these songs. It's just crazy. Also, if you remember from my Sonata Arctica album ranking, when I was talking about The Ninth Hour, I said I preferred White Pearl, Black Oceans Part 2 compared to the original on Reckoning Night. And while I do think that Part 2 is a phenomenal song with so many epic twists and turns and atmospheric strings and just totally beautiful symphonic metal elements, my opinion has changed. Mostly due to the fact I listened to both of these songs back to back. And there was just something with the original that grabbed me that it didn't really do when I was first listening to it. It felt like that the original finally managed to win me over after this time. And if you couldn't tell already, my number 5 pick is the original White Pearl Black Ocean song from Reckoning Night. This is easily my favorite song from the Reckoning Night album. It is just epic from start to finish. I love the darker tone of this song, the many different sections, the wonderful choruses, the fantastic vocal performance from Tony Kakko. And as far as the solos are great, from both Yanni Limatanian and from Henrik Klickenberg. Those two are such a dynamic flair. It's not even funny, honestly. But no matter how you look at it, both songs from the White Pearl Black Ocean series easily is one of the greatest highlights in Sonata Arctica's career. Both of these tracks are just fantastic. They are my favorite songs from their respective albums. It is just... oh my word. What a song. What a collection of songs. What a story. Just... what more do you want me to say? So with that said, White Pearl Black Oceans Part 2 comes in here at number 6. And White Pearl's Black Oceans, the original, comes in here at number 5. So, let's move on. Coming in at number 4, we've got Blank File, released on the Ecliptica album. This opens up the Ecliptica album, and this is just one of the best songs from Sonata Arctica. I said this in my Ecliptica album review, and I'll say it again. When I first listened to this track, it completely blew me away. This has, again, one of Tony Kakko's best performances, and one of Yanni Limatanian's best guitar solos. It is just so great. I love this track. It'll always be one of my favorite songs from Sonata Arctica. So with that said, Blank File comes in here at number 4. Number 3, this is the new favorite song from the Silence album, and that is Wolf and Raven. Wolf and Raven, another classic Sonata Arctica song, another classic power metal song. This is just pure power metal and pure speed metal, and arguably Tony Kakko's best vocal performance can be found on here. It is just, his voice is just so insane on this song. It's a real shame that he was never able to capture that magic again when they played the song live. But this song is all the more interesting because if you actually listen to this song on the record, it was never actually supposed to be written this way. Or at least, Tony Kakko was never supposed to sing that high. In fact, Tony Kakko has mentioned in interviews that they recorded this song in separate takes because, you know, his voice couldn't handle all of that pressure. Because, I mean, if you listen to the song on the record, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And Kakko apparently hated that. I mean, and personally, I don't blame him. I mean, I would hate it too if I had to record that in separate takes. It just wears out your voice. But every time Sonata Arctica has played the song live, they've always down-tuned. They've always played it a couple of keys down to suit Tony Kakko's voice. Even in the early days, they did that. I think that was really nice. But either way you look at it, Wolf and Raven is an absolutely classic power metal song, and probably Sonata Arctica's most insane song all around. Like, this song is absolutely bonkers. Just, if you don't believe me, just go listen to the song and you'll see. So with that said, Wolf and Raven comes in here at number 3. Number 2, we're going to talk about Eighth Commandment from Ecliptica. And spoiler alert, these last 2 songs are from the Ecliptica album, so there's that. Eighth Commandment, I've already raved on just how much I love this song. Again, it's another fantastic song with great performances from everyone in the band, and probably some of the best, and again, some more of the best lyrics that Tony Kakko has contributed with the band. Absolutely love this song. What more can I say? Eighth Commandment, another fan favorite, another classic. And with that said, my number 1 favorite Sonata Arctica album, my favorite Sonata Arctica song, I've already mentioned this twice, and I'll say it again, it is Picturing the Past from the Ecliptica album. This is just a perfect song, probably my favorite performance from Tony Kakko, vocally speaking, and the guitar and keyboard work on here is just freaking amazing. It's just more wizardry and more just power metal bliss. What more can you want? Like, what more can you want? It is just a great song, heavily underrated. I never see this song get talked about, even when people are talking about the Ecliptica album. But I think it deserves more love. It is just such a great song. I love Picturing the Past. It will always be my favorite Sonata Arctica song. So with that said, that concludes this episode of Magic Metal Mondays. Thank you so much for watching my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.